What's going on, guys? War Joe here, bringing you another review video. Today I am very excited to be doing a review video on my Fallen Lightsabers that I got from 89Sabers. These things are just look incredible. Now I'm still haven't gotten them installed, but I will be getting them installed down the line, probably in the next month or two. I do plan on getting these fully installed with a CFX and possibly even a NeoPixel setup. So I am very excited for that. But for now, I did want to go ahead and show it off. So it did come in the 89Sabers box. So this was definitely pretty cool. I did do an unboxing on this, so it does come with all these accessories. It did come with the standard blade plug there. But I actually opted to go with a different type of blade plug for my Fallen Lightsaber. But here it is. So I actually did order two. I ordered two of the Fallen Hilts, a staff coupler, so that way I can use one. So that way I can display it in three different configurations. For one, it is the broken hilt, which is the one that's primarily used in the game. The second, with the coupler, I decided to use that to make it more like a clean, like unbroken hilt. So that's how I made that one look. And then third is obviously the staff configuration, where it's together so you have the double-bladed lightsaber. But this thing was definitely cool. I do have a chassis for both of them, so it can be used in the staff configuration and individually. But more on that as I go through the video. So first off, we have the pretty much the standard version of how this thing comes, which is the damaged bottom. So here we have it. It is the Fallen Lightsaber, and then I did take some pliers and do the bends there on the hilt, so you can kind of see there that it is bent a little bit there. So it does come with a few pieces. It does come with the switches already put on. There is this little greebly here on the hilt. This part was glued on. I do plan on throwing some wiring on the inside there, just to kind of make it look a bit screen accurate there. And then obviously right now I don't have any wires on the bottom, but there will be wires once this thing is fully installed. And then you have these little extra pieces here that you also do glue on. Now the weathering was done by AstoriaDesigns. Austin did the weathering on this thing, and it just looks incredible. So right now I need to glue this little piece on. These pieces right here were also included, but not glued on. So it needs to just get a little bit more glue so that way it doesn't move around too much. But Austin did the weathering on both of my Fallen Hilts, and then as well on the blade plug there. I'll go ahead and show you that a little bit closer. But definitely a cool saber there. Go ahead and... But that is the first version that I have there. The second version, once again, Austin did do the weathering on the second one. This is the Fallen again, except this time with the staff coupler. So it looks more like a clean body compared to the broken one there. So, and as you could tell too, he did have some bronzing there, so that way it looks more beat up and worn, whereas this one doesn't. Which I really do like that he went with kind of like a darker color scheme on this one. The way I see it is when I have it in the staff configuration. Obviously this one was like the one that he had in the game, how he started out with, but then when you turn them into the staff, the second piece is a little bit more newer. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. I know a lot of people want both hilts to look exactly the same, which as you could tell from both sides, one is obviously more weathered and worn, whereas this one just has like some grit to it, but not as dirty, which I really do just prefer because it just looks very, very different. throughout the entire thing. But this is the second version, a little bit more cleaner, which definitely looks cool. And then again for the blade plug, so both blade plugs were done exactly the same. I bought the 1-inch turbine from Saberbay, and then I just had them kind of, let's see if I can do this, weather that to look a lot dirtier, because obviously the Saber's weathered, and this looked way too new, so I wanted to get it a little gritty, so that way when you throw it in the Saber, it looks a lot different. So obviously right now, this is not installed, but just to kind of show off how it looks lit up, I'll go ahead and actually just show it on my Star Killer hilt here. So this is just how the Saber looks here. Oh, let's change that font. So right now it's my Avengers font there. Let's change that actually to a proper Star Killer. There you go. So this is how it looks lit up. So right now there it is with the red. Let's go ahead and change the color there to, let's just stick with some of the typical colors there. So there is green. So it's kind of hard to see because of the light. Let's go to blue here, which is pretty much the primary color that it is in the game. So there it is there in blue. Let's see if I can get that to be a little clearer. But that definitely looks cool. And like I said, it just fits with the Saber. I actually, instead of cutting it down to size so it fits in there flush, I actually did request that he leave it as is, so that way it can just kind of like pop up. And I don't know, I really like the aesthetic of it and how that looks. And then there is a retention screw up here, so that way you can tighten that up. Let's just go ahead and tighten this, so that way I don't have to worry about that down the line. But that is definitely a cool piece there. Austin just did a phenomenal job weathering these two Sabers. I mean, they just both look so good. So yeah, you can see the weathering. It looks much different on this end rather than the other end. Even the body piece is dirtier, grittier on this version versus this one, which does still a bit dirty, but definitely a lot cleaner. So that is the two configurations, and then obviously the third configuration would be the staff configuration. So I did pick up two chassis. Shout out to Smuggler's Outpost. I picked up a chassis from them for the CFX version of it. So here it is here. And then they have their logo right there. And then it says Fallen Order V2 there because it's for the V2 version. And then what I like is he made it a little bit more compact so it fits flush into the hilt. But it leaves enough room where if you want to have it in the staff configuration, you can definitely have that and not have to worry there. So let's put this back in, and then it fits in there pretty flush. And then the second one has the same thing, same exact size. So you can see there it's a lot slimmer. So that way when it does slide in, it pretty much goes up to the speaker vents that are right here. And it pretty much just stops about right there. And then the same thing with this one on the other side. So let's go ahead, get this screwed in. So I might have to end up greasing it because you do hear a little bit of that squeaking there. But there we go. There is the staff configuration there, and that just looks really, really good. Definitely has a nice feel in the hands there. and then with the blade plugs, it just definitely adds to the look of it. I absolutely love how this saber looks. Big Starkiller fan, but I gotta admit, the Fallen Order lightsaber might just be one of my new favorite hilts. I've seen so many people on how they weather theirs, how they have theirs look. I know Austin just did his with the bronzing on the right here on the emitter piece. Benji, I know his looked incredible for his version, and then he just did one for another person, and that one looked awesome as well. So I love the creativeness that I've seen with these sabers, and I love how these things look. So there's from end to end. Unfortunately, I like the vents here, but unfortunately, in order to have the body of this one where I wanted it with this piece, oh, this one actually, I didn't realize it until after I got it weathered that obviously this piece isn't centered. So instead of having it center with the two main buttons, it's kind of offset on the left of it, which is fine. I mean, if you have it on display, more importantly, if you're holding it in a staff, you're not even going to tell. But that still looks fine to me. And then obviously you'll just have the two pieces off to the side, so I can have these on display pretty much however I'd like. And then it does look even better with my Fallen Order flag up here from Soroc Sabers. I know once I get this thing fully installed, I'm going to take a lot more photos of this thing fully completed, and then along with the plaque that I had gotten from Plaques4props for Cal Kestis lightsaber, and then it says let's try to get that clear, Trust Only in the Force by Jaro Tapal, and then the video game box art there. So I'm kind of just going all out on my display for the Fallen Order hilt. I do have currently someone working on a BD1 for me that I'm going to custom paint as well. I'll probably shoot that over to Austin as well. And then the saber stand as well to look accurate to the one that's in the game. So definitely excited for that. Huge shout out to them, to Austin for the incredible weathering, 89Sabers for the Fallen hilt and the 1-inch Turbine blade plugs, and then Smuggler's Outpost for the chassis, and then Soroc Sabers for that awesome flag from Fallen Order. Definitely cool. I'm going to be doing a review video pretty soon on these flags here that I bought from Soroc Sabers. They just look incredible too. But there it is, guys. That is the Fallen lightsaber. We'll be doing a third video. I just did an unboxing for the first hilt that I got. This is kind of just an overview of where it's at right now, and then we'll do a third video when it's just fully complete. Hopefully by that point have the stand, everything completed, so that way it's just going to be a cool looking display piece. Like the video for even more content, and also subscribe for even more content. This is definitely just a cool saber for sure. Cal Kestis, Jaro Tapal's Fallen Order lightsaber. So definitely cool. Look forward to installing it. And that's pretty much it, guys. That was definitely a cool video to make. Definitely one good looking saber there. Like I said, like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.